Hey there, folks. I'm Stuart Wellington, and welcome to another Flophouse Mini, a mini episode of the Flophouse podcast. And I am joined by my two co-hosts,
Dan McCoy.
Elliot Kalin.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Well,
Elliot
I'm not doing
Kalin.
good.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys have checked the news, but it is 2026.
is
I don't
that what
think
the
so.
headline of the news was? It just said
Every day.
it is 2026.
I mean, the date is the first thing on the newspaper, so you could think
I
that
guess
was the
that's
headline.
true.
Yeah.
That is the headline. So we are now living in the future. 2025 is in our rear view, and I thought this would be a good
My
time for
butt
us.
is looking at 2025 right now.
It is.
Think of those eyes removed.
Yeah, he should. But you know what? The thing is, Elliot was a big fan of the movie Society, and he is.
Yeah, I saw that and I said, why don't I have a face on my butt? I'm going to get that. So I'm slowly getting there. Yeah.
So here at the Flophouse Minis, instead of talking about watching a bad movie and talking about it, we do something else. And in this case, we're going to be talking about, that's right, movies. Because while we look to the future, we are going to be using movies as our kind of our model for what the future may look like. Is it hopeful? Is it terrifying? We are going to be the judge. So I'm going to go down a series of movies and list the rough year that they're supposed to take place in.
Sure.
And I want you guys to join with me and rate these movies in two categories on a scale of 1 to 10. The first category is how likely this future is to occur. A 1 would be very unlikely. A 10 would be very likely.
Okay.
And then the other category is how much would you like to live in this future? Once again, 1 is very unlikely, 10 is very likely. Okay? Any questions on the rating system?
What's 10 again?
Very likely.
Okay. And 1?
Very unlikely.
Okay, cool. And 10?
Extremely likely.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so
think
the
I got
first
it.
one. Now this movie,
Wait, Dan, which is 1?
One is the low end of the scale.
the longer we
And then
fart
10
around, the
is the-
fewer movies we can talk
Oh,
about.
sorry. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so the first one is the Mad Max universe, which technically began in 1980, the far future year of 1980, and then has stretched to year ? We don't quite know. So the Mad Max future, do I need to paint a word picture as to what the future of Mad Max is
Now,
like?
I'm going to be a pedant. Do you mean the future of Mad Max or the future of Mad Max 2, aka The Road Warrior, which are two very different worlds?
Or, I mean, we're talking about I feel like
Or
the
Fury
Road
Road.
Warrior has kind of
Okay.
spun into
Yes.
these later
So
movies.
not the first Mad Max where the nuclear war hasn't happened yet, and it's just that there's more crime. Society is getting rougher. It's breaking down. You know.
Yeah, so that would be let's start with just Mad Max. Let's that one be our gauge, okay? So how
Okay.
likely is the
That
world of
one?
Mad Max, the original film? How likely is that one to occur?
10.
Yeah, that's
I think we're there now.
put that up there.
10.
Except
10.
instead of roving bands of like evil bikers, it is roving bands of masked Gestapo agents. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so that's very likely. Now, how excited are you to live in this future?
I'm excited. Well, I'm going to grade on the curve of like most of these are going to be, I think, dystopias.
Pretty low. Yeah.
Maybe.
And so this is kind of like, this feels like a world that is cruel but still livable. So maybe I'll put it in the 3 or 4 zone. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like a 3 or 4. I feel like it's cruel, but there's still television. People still have jobs. You know, they still have families. You live in a house. That's all good stuff. That's all good stuff I would like to hold on to. Yeah.
sort of classic stuff.
What role do you think you would play? How would you make your living in this kind of future?
Oh, probably outlaw barbarian biker for me. Yeah.
Does scared hermit pay?
I was going to say, I feel like Dan could be a scared hermit, and Elliot would be like, no offense, I feel like you would be like the right hand man of the gang leader.
I mean, the salacious crumb. I don't think I'd be the right hand man, but I would definitely be I've already assumed that if the apocalypse happened or like the civilization collapses, I am a jester. Like that's what I am. Like
well, you could be
I probably have a chain attached between my neck and the throne of the whoever is the lord of this colony.
Yeah, the
or whatever.
nuclear throne. Yeah,
The nuclear throne, and I am there to like entertain him, and he's going to throw shit at me every now and then, you know, and I gibber and
But you get
caper
screwed.
Well,
madly.
that's the thing. I was
Yeah.
going to say you could be the one guy who's like always cackling, like
Yes,
just like mostly
very
just
much
like has a psychotic laugh.
Yes,
the whole time.
exactly.
Okay, guys, let's jump to another future. This is also currently in the past, and that is the future of Back to the Future 2, the Biff-verse.
Again, I
Where
feel like
we
10.
at?
I feel like we are living in that right now.
Literally
Okay.
I think we're living in that one. Yeah,
a
10.
character that was partly, I think,
Hoverboards?
inspired by the current awful person in charge.
The Biff-verse is a different world than the hoverboard.
No,
feature.
yeah, we're not talking about the Biff-verse. Let's talk
Okay.
about the
Oh, the
hoverboard.
hoverboard
2015.
future.
So the
Yeah.
2015 hoverboard future.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, 3D has made a big comeback.
Uh-huh.
That's
true.
the thing that gets mentioned there.
They haven't made as many
Hoverboards.
Jaws as that would postulate.
Yeah. According to a kid that I went to elementary school with, they made hoverboards, but parents made them take them off the market.
Yeah.
So I think it's what's funny about that future, and I think it is possible but not likely, is I think that future is an analog future in a way. It's a pre-internet future, and so
Yeah.
it's very much the future of right before the internet and computers become a part of people's lives, as seen by how they have all those fax machines in their house and things like
Yeah.
that. You know, but if we hadn't had
microwave pizza.
when pizza happened, I mean, at the time it existed too. That was
I mean,
just
it's
kind of
not
like a
microwave,
Kind
dehydrated,
of
like-
it's a small one that gets to a
like a
big one.
dehydrated pizza that gets bigger. We don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
necessarily have, but I think. What do you think, Dan? Is it likely?
Well, it's a
Scale
little.
of 1 to
It
10.
seems
it's
kind
also-
of utopian.
I will say it's a universe that implies that Max Headroom was a much
Very
bigger hit
clean.
than it was.
Well, I mean, the idea is that they don't quite understand what the '80s were like. So I think that's all in line as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. Like, I mean, there are
definitely.
plausible inventions in there. It's not like things have gone nutty, but I don't think that our future looks as bright as that. I'll put it at a 5, I guess.
Okay.
I'm going to put it at a.
There's
6.
a innocence to this future, I
Yeah,
think.
but that's the
Yeah.
thing. In terms of would I want to live there? Sure, give me a 9. Why not?
Yeah, I would go with a 9 too
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
second category of. Yeah, give me that. Give me that
Give me
world
that.
of hologram Jawses, please.
If the
Okay.
worst problem the society has is that hoverboards don't work on water, then unless you have power, I
That's
can live in a
true.
world like that. You know,
And clothes dry themselves?
they clothes dry themselves. And they talk to. I mean, talking clothes is something we're going to have. Except the
Yeah.
clothes are going to be like, "Hey, buddy, what are we doing today? Why don't you drink some battery acid?" I'll be like, "AI clothes, I don't want to do that. No, it'll be cool."
Guys, we're going to go to the next movie. And this one is set in the far off future of 2027 Children of Men.
Okay.
It is a semi dystopian future where humanity
pretty dystopian.
ceases to have children. Well, there's some good things and bad things
I
about
mean,
that.
according to the manosphere we're heading for it right now, birth rates are falling because men are not shooting enough radiation at their junk.
Yeah.
So I think you know what? I think that some of those things are very likely and are again happening now. But I think the birth rate thing is not necessarily so likely because it was like the movie kind of postulates that it's the product of a global malaise almost. There's just kind of a global lack of interest in living, lack of satisfaction in life. And I don't know that that's going to happen. There's still things that are enjoyable about life, you know?
But
So
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
give
it's like it's not like they're not having children because they're not having sex, right?
No, they are having. I think, but there's a. So I think that
Like
actually,
the
maybe
sperms are like,
Yeah,
no,
no,
I'm
it's-
too bored.
that one. I think that it's more that like the same way that that Queen Amidala dies because her spirit is broken
Lost the
or
will to
whatever.
live,
She
yeah.
lost the will to live. It's kind of like that humanity has lost the will to continue because life has become so
I
depressing
don't
and
know.
grim. So maybe it is pretty realistic, actually.
Elliot, I mean, it's been a while since I've watched this movie. I think since it came out in theaters, honestly. So perhaps I'm forgetting something, but I think you're reading a lot into it. I just felt like it was just an unexplained global catastrophe.
Oh, I mean,
like,
they don't explain it in the movie, but that was my read on it was that it was like there's something that has killed the soul of humanity.
Well,
about
I
modern
feel
life,
like
you know.
the soul of humanity being killed is the fact that they can't have children. Like that.
Well,
they
now,
just,
Chicken
now
or
it's, a
egg,
real,
yeah,
now
chicken
it's
or egg.
a real chicken or no egg
yeah,
situation. here.
we joined the story once we know that humankind is probably not going to continue unless something changes, and I think that's what has caused the malaise. But
So how likely? 1 to 10.
I don't think that we're going to suddenly stop having kids. I mean,
I mean,
I
I
like
will.
there
2
might
is enough. I don't need any more.
fertility
Not
may drop, but it
No.
won't happen in this way. But the way that the world responds to crisis seems pretty realistic.
That seems pretty accurate. Yeah.
I'd give it maybe a 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 6. No, I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
Okay. How likely do you want to live in this universe?
Again, I feel like we kind of do to a certain extent in that
But
it does
there's
feel like
a
we live
very
in a world
key
without,
component.
except we do have children. That's true.
Yes.
So I think I don't want to. You know what? I do not want to live in that world. I think I'm going to give it a 2. Again, they have houses and electricity and things like that, but I don't want to live in a world without children. Children are great.
Kind of the argument the movie makes.
Yeah, the argument makes
Yeah.
is that humanity should have children and survive. It's also one of those things where it's like there was one baby, so things are going to be fine, right? It's going to take a lot more
What if that
babies.
kid's a real drip?
What if this kid sucks?
Um,
That would be a really funny comedy movie to do now. It's the Children of Men universe, and this is the last child to be born, and all of the world's hopes are resting on this child, and this child just sucks.
Yeah.
And it's just like they've grown up to be a total asshole, and it's like, oh man, this was we had so much invested in you, you know.
leaving the kid thing aside, like this seems like a widely war-torn world. So I don't know. Again, like still kind of livable, but I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
It seems like the kind of world that many people have lived in or are living through, a world of where there's the threat of sudden violence, but you have to get through the day, and resources still exist, but there's not a it's not we kind of mixed up our Mad Maxes a little bit when we were talking about Mad Max, but it is again closer to the first movie where it's like things are not great, but it's a noticeably contemporary world, as opposed to the second movie where it's like, well, oil is blood now, and
Yeah, the precious juice. Yeah.
Strap some leather and spikes to your body.
Go to a sporting goods store.
Yeah.
Get some shoulder pads.
it's just more people are likely to have flamethrowers than books,
Okay. Let's jump forward to the year 2032. Demolition Man. Demolition Man.
I'm gonna give this a 2 because unlike in the 90s where it's like everyone thought that the greatest concern was too much correctness, I don't think we're going in that direction. I don't think we're headed there.
Yeah, I also don't think it's likely that Taco Bell will take over all restaurants.
Wow. Despite their constant food innovations, Elliot?
They serve chicken nuggets now because who says they can't?
Yeah.
I would say, I think likelihood I'm going to give it like a 3 or something like that.
Okay.
But would I want to live in the Demolition Man world?
Yes.
100%. Number
Yeah.
10. Yeah. It seems aside from the lack of physical sex, it's just a thing that they don't do anymore.
They put on little
I'm
helmets.
gonna give it an
They
8
put on
just
those
because I
helmets
also
instead.
don't think. I mean, like.
But you can get it. But then they do it anyway. You can get it. But then he still gets a surprise video call from a naked woman at one point.
Sure. I mean, which is what we all imagine video calls were
That's
going
a
to be
plus,
like, and
right?
that's not
That's
actually.
a plus. And to be honest, the challenge of figuring out how to use the 3 shells, I'm up
Well,
for
that's
it.
what I was going to say. The 3 shells. Like, if they tell me how to use the 3 shells, sure, I'll give it a 9 or a 10. If
You
they
mean
don't,
I don't have to? I don't
it's
have
a
to.
6.
You mean I don't have to?
Best.
I don't have to clean myself with paper like an ape. I can do
Yeah.
it with these magical
Apes
shells.
And a bidet.
famously made paper. Okay. Now, this one is contentious about the year. We're talking about Westworld, whether or not
Okay.
we're talking. I'm going to
The
use
movie or the show?
That's the question. How we can vote on both of them, I suppose.
Okay.
Westworld, the movie and/or show. How likely is this to happen?
I'm going to give it like an 8. I feel like we're already moving towards like obviously AI, obviously sex robots are a thing.
They're just
Like,
around the corner. I mean, they've been
yeah.
just around the corner for a while. I think we're a little bit farther away from getting sex robots that the general populace will be interested in purchasing.
But
or
if
being
you're
involved
going
in.
to a sort of a theme park.
No, but I'm saying that the technology to make believably.
No, I know, but
yeah.
but the likelihood that this eventually might happen, that's what I'm saying.
I think that could happen. Yeah, I think the likelihood it could eventually happen is pretty high. I feel like I don't know too much about the world outside of the park.
Yeah.
If you ask me if
it's
I
a
want to
very
live in the theme park,
park-based-
I don't
Yeah.
want to live in a theme park nowadays, you know.
But would you, rather than live there, would you like to live in a world where you could go and visit that Westworld?
Well, how likely is it that Yul Brynner's going to try and shoot me?
Oh,
Is
man.
this a functional
Based on the
Westworld
movie,
or a
pretty high.
dysfunctional?
Yeah, the movie gives it 100% chance of happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give it a 2 in that case.
You know what?
I don't know. He's a big star.
I think they were like, yeah, this is the king from The King and I, Dan. I think that.
He's very handsome.
Sure, yeah.
Looks great in that cowboy outfit.
Yeah.
Noted anti-smoking advocate after his death, you know? So I don't know. It's one of those things where like do I know as an attendee that the robots are kind of alive and hate being there and don't like what people ask them to do?
No, you don't know that.
Okay, then yeah, sure. I'll go to that theme park. That sounds great. Get to be a cowboy? Sounds wonderful, you know.
My
So
soul
what are we
is
saying?
clean.
Tens?
Yeah, I guess 10, yeah.
No,
I'll go
I'm-
there. I don't not for the sex aspect of it, just to be like a gunslinger.
Yeah, I'm not.
You know?
I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's part of the whole thing about Westworld. You can
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
You can do what you want. It's just
You
like
can
the
be a
old, it's
white
just the
hat
Wild
or a
West.
black hat. You could just be the guy like me who would go to the bathroom, go to the outhouse, and get blasted, get shot by some outlaw.
You can go to the bathroom. I
you gonna
to
go shit in an
Westworld
outhouse?
just to go to the bathroom.
No, look, there is
I
something
got the
Don't
best
about
knock it until
bathrooms.
you've done it.
in the movie Westworld. There's a part where you see that he gets like water to wash with in a little basin in his room with like a little pitcher, and there is part of me that's like, cool. Like those are the details of the Old West that I don't want to live that way, but for like a weekend to be like, yeah, it's the Old West. I got to live the Old West.
Forgive me, Ellie. I just need to back up. You know, the wash basin story is great, but but Stuart has just been the first person I've ever heard in history to advocate for the joy of using an outhouse.
Well, it's like how
let's
It's a
read
separate
past
house
by
just
how
for-
crazy that is. What you just said.
you've heard about Richard Branson's outside toilet, right? It's not that different on his island.
It is very different.
Wait, does he just sit on like a fucking toilet and
He has
shit
a
out
toilet.
in the open?
Yes, he has a toilet
I
that is
don't-
installed out in the open so that he could see the ocean while he's shitting. And
That's-
there's no walls, and he's rich. There's nobody around, so he just goes
That's-
out there and takes a
that
dump.
sounds-
Like anyone could run up and hit you.
Magical.
I mean, anyone could run being except it's a private island and you're paying everybody there. So I
But-
mean, that's what Knives Out, the Glass Onion should have been about, is that he gets hit on the head while using his outdoor toilet.
But sitting on a wooden plank with a hole in it above
Don't knock it till you
the
try it, Dan.
fumes of everyone else's waste product.
Yeah.
You're part of a
No,
community.
thank you.
All right. Well, so in Westworld, so is this in the West? Is it like the? Because in the movie Westworld, it's a theme park called Delos, and there's 3 different worlds, right? There's Westworld, Roman world, and medieval world. Do they
Yeah.
have those in the TV show or no?
Yeah, I think
They
so.
do. Okay.
Yeah,
Which one would you go to?
Yeah, which one would you go
Ellie?
to?
Westworld, but then I try them all. You know, go to West. I think that the thing is, you
Would
go
you
there for
like
different things.
Would you like do deep role play and like go there to argue like current politics with all these cowboys? And
No.
shit?
What you do is you go there and you want to see if you can be mistaken by another visitor as one of the robots.
Oh,
Then
yeah,
you know you're
that's-
really doing it
yeah,
right.
that's it. No, that
so because
rocks.
Westworld is about be a gunslinger, medieval world is about be a knight, and Roman world is about being like Roman world is the sex world. Like that's the decadent kind of like you go there to have orgies and feasts
Yeah.
and things like that.
Or
you
to
know.
be a philosopher.
It's true.
You could do both.
You can do both. Many of them did.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's jump to 2054.
Oh,
Okay.
Minority Report. Minority Report. Self-driving cars. Precogs solving future crimes.
So, really, the
Jetpacks?
dystopian element, the dystopian
yeah, that's the
element
that's the Elliot element. Yeah.
of this is the pre-crime stuff.
Yes.
You know, which
And you can get your eyes swapped out by a guy in his gross house. You know, that's
I'm
pretty
not-
dystopian.
Oh wow, we're judging the house of it now.
I'm not pro pre-crime, prosecution, but even in the world we are shown, it seems to work most of the time.
That's the official rule on it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
How can you know for sure?
But I'm just saying that like that seems to be the one truly dystopian part of it, and everything else seems kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love that. Like when you walk onto the fact that your eyes are constantly being scanned so that they can program
Yeah.
ads and things like that
Directly
just as
to
you're
you.
walking down.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
like
weird.
that.
There's no way that would happen.
I I mean, it kind of happens now, but not
Yeah,
while you're
it
just
happens.
walking down the street with your. They don't scan your eyes, right?
But like,
On the internet, it
if
happens.
if you talk about shit near your phone, you start getting
Oh,
ads
yes.
for the shit you talked about. That's
Yes,
not
your
that
phone is
far
definitely
off.
listening to what you're saying and giving you ads based on it.
Yeah,
true.
that's so I guess in terms of how accurate, how much,
likely? How
I
likely?
don't
is
think
this?
we're gonna suddenly discover people
Psychic
with
precognitive
psychic
powers. No.
powers.
Okay, so that takes a couple points off.
But I think the rest of it seems pretty. Like I'll give
give
it
a
a
7.
6 or a 7. Yeah,
Okay,
7
yeah.
maybe.
give
Stuart's
it a 7,
dutifully putting down all of our scores.
Now, how bad do you want to live in this sucker?
I think as long as I'm not accused of a crime, I could do a 7 for this as well.
again,
honestly.
it's like grading it on the curve. If we're comparing it to the Road Warrior world, then
Yeah.
10. But if we're comparing it to but just on its own, platonically, there's
Yeah.
nothing about it where I'm like, oh, cool, I want to live there. So it would be like
Uh-huh.
a 5 for me, like
Okay.
eminently livable. But it's not like I'm like going the Back to the Future world from Back to the Future 2, not the Biff world, but the first one.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, that looks like a fun place to live.
Yeah.
Whereas this Minor Report does not look like a fun place to live. But
So
you
it
could live
seems
there.
safe, but not fun,
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
arguably.
Yeah.
Arguably,
Dan,
unless
are you
unless
also going to give it a 5?
I'm
Dan?
I
I think
am
Dan
I
gave it a
am
12.
grading it on a curve, so I'm giving it a 7 just because
Okay. It's
If I'm
Spielberg.
comparing it-
I get it.
if I'm comparing it to the current world we live in, I would rather live in this world than the Minority Report world.
Now, guys, we're going to take a little bit of a jump for our next one.
21 Jump Street in the
the
year
year-
21.
2293,
Oh, that is quite a
a
jump.
little place called Zardoz
Is the place called Zardoz?
in our hearts.
I mean,
The
as
world of Zardoz. First off, do you guys think you would? How likely is this world to come about? And would you like to live amongst the brutals or
no,
amongst
why
the
would you want to live?
Eternals?
Why would you
I'm-
want to live amongst the brutals?
I don't know. If you feed a giant stonehead wheat and it
I'm
shoots
gonna give
guns
this
out at you, that rules.
a 2 because I feel like there is a chance that we'll become so stratified that there'll be
Well,
sort of-
stratified is when it's stratified, but we're satisfied with it.
Yeah.
that
So
there'll
a
be
2
like
for this?
a bored overclass and a bunch of brutals, but I don't think it's going to result in a giant stone head floating around
I
yelling
think-
about penises.
If we're looking at the details, I would say it's a 1. But with my Zardoz flop TV presentation, during that presentation, I was saying we live in the Zardoz world in the larger
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So I think it is very likely, like Dan's saying, a bored upper class that treats a lower class like at best tools and at worst playthings, and a big ugly head that yells nonsense at us and wants us all to shoot each other, which is what we have right now
Yeah.
as president. And like I think, and wearable AI is the thing that I pointed out in
Yeah.
the presentation is in there, and they want us to have it so badly. So I
They're
think
fucking gagging for it.
in the broader, but like immortality and running around in a red diaper on horseback, I think is not going to happen. So I'm going to give it a 6 for
Okay.
likelihood.
Okay, and how badly would you want to live? And are you guys want to
mean,
be in the idyllic
this
English
is-
countryside of the Eternals?
This is a tough one because there is a lot of casual toplessness that
Yeah.
I like,
Quite
but
a
they
bit.
also seem to have lost interest in sex and knowledge of how to do it.
This is one of those things where it comes up in movies where they're like, we have everything provided for us for so long that we have lost the will, the ambition to do anything, and we no longer can even get it up. And I'm like, I don't think that's what's going to happen.
yeah.
I'm more of the Willy Wonka. Did you ever hear what happened to the boy who got everything he wanted? He lived happily ever after. Form of
Yeah.
belief about what would happen. So
Yeah, I mean, as bored as they seem in certain ways, I don't know. Like, a life of total leisure doesn't sound terrible to me.
no, it doesn't. I mean, you might get bored of it after centuries, which seems to be what they're implying has happened
Yeah.
for them. But I think
I'd want to ride around on a horse blasting dudes and being a barbarian king.
Yeah, I
I
might
think
give this
that
one a
sounds-
7 as well. I don't know. All of it sounds pretty good right now.
if I get to be one of the immortals, I'm going to give it an 8. Because really, I just want time to sit around and
You
read.
get to
and
be
I feel
whatever
like
you want, Elliot.
Time
yeah.
enough at last, you know?
I would rather not be writing. Because I know again, if I'm in the Brutals world, I'm not one of the exterminators or one of the Terminators like Zed. I'm going to
Yeah.
end up being one of the Brutals who has a gun poked at, like as Dead Kennedy say. What is it? When you're raising your rice with your gun on your back? No,
Yeah.
what is it? slave for soldiers with a gun in your back for a bowl of rice a day, that's the position I would be in. I would be one of the people who is a forced laborer. I don't want to do that,
Nope.
So.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, no, slave for soldiers till you starve, then your head is on a stake.
For God's sake, let's get this lyric
No,
exactly
Dan, I need
right.
to get the
That's
lyrics
the
of
most
Holiday in
important
Cambodia right in my
thing
mind.
we could do.
Say you like video games, and who doesn't?
I mean, some people probably don't.
Okay, but a lot of people do. So say you're one of those people, and you feel like you don't really have anyone to talk to about the games that you like.
Well, you should get some better friends.
Okay, yes, you could get some better friends, but you could also listen to Triple Click, a weekly podcast about video games hosted by me, Kirk Hamilton.
Me, Maddie Myers.
And me, Jason Schreier. We talk about new releases, old classics, industry news, and whatever, really.
We'll show you new things to love about games and maybe even help you find new friends to talk to about them.
Triple Click. It's kind of like we're your friends. Find us at MaximumFun.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Flophouse is sponsored. That's right, it is sponsored. It is sponsored in part by Leesa. That's Leesa. Sleeping on a Leesa mattress feels like sleeping on a mattress designed exactly for you. I know from my dear friend, Mr. Elliot Kalin, that the Leesa mattress is so beloved in his household that his children argue over it. Can you imagine children fighting over a mattress? Such a thing hasn't been heard of since the days of The Princess and the Pea. Leesa has a lineup of beautifully crafted mattresses tailored to how you sleep. Each is designed with specific sleep positions and field preferences in mind. So no matter how you sleep, you'll find something with Leesa. From night one, you'll feel the difference. Premium materials that deliver serious comfort and full body support, no matter how you sleep. And Leesa's not just about sleep. What? It's about impact. They donate thousands of mattresses each year to those in need, while also partnering with organizations like Clean Hub to help remove harmful plastic waste from our oceans. If this all sounds interesting to you, then maybe go to Leesa.com, Leesa.com, for 25% off, plus get an extra $50 off with promo code FLOP, exclusive for our listeners. That is Leesa.com, promo code FLOP for 25% off, plus an extra $50 off. Support our show and let them know we sent you after checkout. Leesa.com, promo code FLOP.
Okay, so we're doing another. This isn't that far of a jump. Now, this takes place kind of between the 23rd and 24th century, and that is the world of Star Trek. The world of Star Trek. And by that, I mean, theoretically, you're part of the, Federation.
Mm-hmm.
We're not Romulans.
We're not Romulans. You're not like regular dudes on a planet. You're flying around in one of the Federation spaceships.
I think.
Yeah, go on.
What do you think, Dan? Likely to happen?
A post-religion society?
This sort of like
right?
totally
Post-scarcity society. That's the exciting thing about
totally
it.
utopian cooperative society seems more and more unlikely to me with every passing year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 1, unfortunately.
I think the same. I'm going to give it like a 2. If we do manage to come up with a machine that can replicate whatever, then I think maybe it'll happen. But
how would you guys like to live in this universe?
10, for sure.
yeah.
For sure,
Just
10.
Send your ass
the
to the
universe.
holodeck right
It
now.
sounds fair. Yeah, and you get tired of it, just be in Sherlock Holmes time for a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
who cares?
Oh, no,
But, yeah.
Moriarty!
And you don't have to join Starfleet. You could just be a regular person and just have a great life doing whatever. But yeah,
Everyone around you is like super competent all the time.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. You got a droid with you that can sing. Why not? You know,
Why not? Now I feel like that was a
the
pretty
worst
easy
thing that
one.
happens is you go down to hang out with Whoopi Goldberg at a bar. That sounds great.
We
That sounds
pushed
great.
Wesley off the ship, so we don't have to deal with his ass anymore.
I guess the worst thing that happens is a Q comes along and just fucks up things for a little bit, but then he goes away.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, he's mainly like showing up to give you puzzles to solve.
yeah. Now I don't want to end up as part of the Borg. That would not be great.
No.
But I
Yeah.
think that's unlikely. I think most people are not Borg at that point, right?
Yeah. 9 out of 10, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can come back from that.
Yeah.
Picard did. He
Look
was a Borg
cute,
for a
did,
little
yeah.
7
Yeah.
of 9 or whatever.
7 and 9
yeah.
was a good Borg, yeah.
You play a good Borg.
as in the
Play a good Borg.
well, I was going to say
Goy? What?
you play a good Borg, as in the Keenan and Kel movie Good Borger, where they're like,
Yeah, starring Bjorn Borg.
One of the best Borgs.
Yeah,
oh
certainly.
sure,
Give me
Top
one
Borg.
better. Give me
Top
one
Borg.
better.
Yeah, name a better Borg than that.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh man, we are flying through this, guys.
Henri Borgson? I don't think so.
Okay, we return to the 24th century, to the world
Dodgers.
of the Hunger Games, kind of the opposite of our post-scarcity
Yeah, will this
scarcity
happen?
society.
10. It will happen.
Yeah.
They won't call it the Hunger Games, though. That's the issue I have with that movie and the book, is they would call it like the National Pan Am Unity Games. They wouldn't
Yeah.
give it a name like the Hunger Games.
Well,
you
what
know?
was the bullshit that Trump wanted to do? The Patriot Games? Based, of course,
yeah.
on the film and
Based on
both
the film.
Patriot
But-
Games.
Yeah,
even-
you got to figure out some spy shit and
But
defuse
similarly
a
to how
bomb.
like the Nazis weren't like, we're going to ship you to the death camps now. The Nazis were like, we're going to take you to the work camps. This is just where working
a
happens.
cultural re-education center.
So there would be a better branding for the Hunger Games, but otherwise 10. Yeah, certainly. That's a road that I can see us going down.
Outfits all make sense.
The outfits make sense. Woody Harrelson as a former champion makes sense.
I'm gonna give it a 7 just because I've never quite understood these dystopian societies where like the idea is like, and now to distract everyone, what we're gonna do is have a game where like
We kill
a bunch
your
of
children.
kids kill one another. Like the long walk is the same thing. I'm like, okay, well, how did we arrive here? How is this helping
Well,
the
we
government
walked.
rather than
That's how you
fomenting
arrive.
more?
So I think the difference is in the I think maybe we'll give it a 9 then. I think I don't see them saying each send us one of your children and they're going to kill each other. But I could see them saying like it's like the terrorist games. All these people that we arrested as terrorists who are freedom fighters or rebels, they're going to fight
Right.
each other to the death, and whichever one survives. Like if the long walk was, I mean, what makes the long walk terrifying is that it's kids who have to do it. But if the long walk was political prisoners, I could see that.
Yeah.
Well,
and then it's entertainment
that's how it
for the
would
masses.
start. And then once it's already been established, then it'd be like, now it's celebrity long walk.
You're right. It would be Celebrity
There you
Long
go.
Walk, and you'd have like, who would go on Celebrity Long Walk? Who'd sign up for that right away? Probably
Anybody,
like
yeah,
Mario
anybody-
Lopez. You know,
He would crush it.
it'd be like Mario Lopez, Dean Cain, like a bunch of people like that
Oh,
would go on
man.
Celebrity Long
and
Walk.
then,
Yeah,
and then after the celebrity long walk is done so well, that's when you bring the normals
yeah.
in. That's
then
how
it's
it
Long
works.
Walk. Well, then it's Long Walk Junior. Yeah,
Yeah. And Gordon Ramsay yells at them until they provide
you
delicious
call that
food.
walking? Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about likelihood. How much would you like to live in the world of the Hunger Games? Would you get caught up in some kind of love triangle with other Hunger Games athletes?
I mean, like at my current age, I
Would
think
you
I'm
live
too
in the
old
Capitol? Would you be the Woody
to
Harrelson?
be in the games. So at least
Yeah, maybe
I've got
Dan,
that
you're the
going
Woody
for
Harrelson.
me.
You're a former Hunger Games winner. You kind of gone
Yep,
to sea
makes
a little
sense.
bit from your
That
trauma.
seems pretty sweet, honestly.
Yeah,
I
mean,
I'd
aside
still
from
give
the
it.
trauma.
I guess
Yeah.
I'd still give it a 4, even at that point.
Okay.
I'm going to give that a 2. I don't
I
want
don't
to be
know.
in that world.
I gotta say, Stanley Tucci fucking loves that shit. So I think it's probably pretty fun.
I mean, if you're Stanley Tucci, you're an amoral, famous TV announcer,
Yeah.
then yeah, what a great place to be.
In the Capitol, you get to wear all those crazy clothes too.
Yes. In the Capitol, they call those crazy clothes normal clothes.
Or as we call them, clothes. Just like we have this restaurant here where I live called Pizza Kitchen. You may know it where you live as California Pizza Kitchen.
And the straw, it's just called a straw.
Okay, guys, we are going so far into the distant future.
Oh.
The year is 2505. The movie Idiocracy.
Oh, well,
Again,
become-
10.
it becomes
Shockingly sharp. The only
a
question is
cliche
why
to
did,
say that we are living
will-
in it.
why did it
Although-
take so fucking long?
Yeah, we did. Well, it's the same with it's the opposite of 2001: A Space Odyssey, where they're like, oh yeah, by the year 2001 we'll have a hotel on the moon or whatever. Instead, it took much less time to get there. Although I would say the difference is, and this is the thing that, if I can be honestly political for a moment, that heartens me, is that I feel like we live in idiocracy in terms of the fact that President Camacho is in charge, and if anything is crazier. Like President Camacho in the movie is just dumb, but he genuinely seems to want to help America. He's just dumb.
Yeah.
I feel like the populace of our country is showing that they make bad decisions but are not stupid. Not in the way of like, we don't remember how to water plants and things like that.
Yes.
So I think it's unlikely that people will get so dumb that they don't remember how to farm, that they don't remember the basics of this is how we grow food and eat food. So I'm going to give it a 5. I believe politicians getting that dumb. But the ordinary people, the regular Americans that I talk to every day, Dan and Stuart,
I don't know.
see
You're
them,
pandering. You're pandering.
Yeah.
I
to,
see them continuing to be empathetic, generous,
Now he's going
neighborly,
to share an anecdote
clever.
of a guy he met on the street.
I mean, there are a bunch of.
I was talking to Ranch Branson. Ranch Branson, him. He works at the paper mill, and he was telling me he doesn't care about all this fussing and feuding. He's not into this
Ranch
culture
Branson.
wars. Instead, Ranch Branson, he just wants to raise his family, and he wants to have other Americans raise their families in a place where they don't have to worry about violence. They don't have to worry that they're not going to be able to put food on the table. This is what Ranch Branson and all those great Americans like him want.
There's a
Elliot, I
bunch
hate to
of-
interrupt you, but there's a tweet from Ranch Branson from 3 years ago where he said some really concerning things about Black Lives Matter.
Oh boy, well, this is.
There are a bunch
Look,
of
I'm not here to divide. I'm here to unite.
wonderful people out there who are standing up for their communities and fellow humans every day.
Yeah.
There's also a bunch of people out there who seem to have been guzzling lead for years. So
Well,
I'm a
that's
little
true.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Elliot says 5. What is your likelihood of this occurring, Dan?
I'm going to go 6.
6. Okay. How much would you like to live in the world of idiocracy?
Well,
I mean, I'm not loving the world we're living in at the moment. So
Yeah.
And this feels like a slightly heightened version
it feels
of the
almost
world
like
we're
a
in.
caricatured, for the sake of satire, version.
But not in a fun way. Not in an
No, I'm
appealing
gonna
way.
say
that's
like
the thing,
I'm gonna say like a 4. 3 or 4. Again, people have houses. people have food. Rating
on the
that
one hand,
curve.
I do hate trying to explain something to people who want to almost seemingly be willfully ignorant about it. But on the other hand, Idiocracy at least seems like a fun version of that. It's very brightly colored,
I
zany.
guess that's true. And in Idiocracy, a guy comes in and says like, hey, do it this way instead. And people listen to him because it seems to work. And I don't have faith that would happen in this world.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
I'm going to go right in the middle. I'll put it at a 5, I guess.
Okay.
Idiocracy is another one where it's like both prescient, but it's like a pre-social media satirical view, right? And that's the thing that's kind of like missing from it in some ways. It's still a mass media satire.
So we now jump to the year 2688.
Wow.
We are looking at the future in the universe of the movie Bill and Ted.
Oh.
A future built on the music of 2 rock and roll musicians.
There's world
Yeah.
peace. It's kind of hard to tell what else is going on at all. It seems like it's a world made out of classrooms where they just learn about Bill and Ted.
They
have
hang out in
time travel.
robes and stuff.
They have robes. It's a multicultural future, very colorful.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm
they
gonna
have time
give it-
travel.
A 2, just because I have a lack of faith in the world coming together because of some metal music.
Oh yeah, well I'm going to give it. Metal is an interesting description. I'm gonna give it a 1. I think it's very unlikely future.
But
Hair
Both in the
metal.
bro-
I mean, what do you want to? I mean, it's a form of metal.
It's rock and roll. It's hard rock.
It's rock. Yeah, it's hard rock. I would say. Yeah, it's approaching
These
hair
fucking
metal.
metal snobs over here, both of you.
I'm sorry. I believe that words have definitions. I believe that words have meanings.
Yeah.
I feel like Zubin defending, denying the insurance claims of people who lost their homes in floods. Oh well, why don't we pay out to everybody and the insurance companies will fall apart? This is a conversation that we had behind the scenes at the Daily Show years ago.
Yeah, back when he was working as a lawyer for a bad company.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And not lawyer for bad company. That was the
My client said that they feel like making love.
making love specifically to the plaintiff.
Yeah. Okay. So how likely are you to want to live in this rock and roll based?
I'm going to go 9. I'm not going to go full 10 because even though it seems utopian, it also seems a little boring because they're just sort of wandering
Just
around,
vibing, yeah.
you know.
Just give it a 10. Come on, I give it a 10 completely. As someone who is too busy and has too much stress, I'm eager for the world of boredom of the future. You know,
Yeah.
So we are
I'll
almost.
find something to do. I'll find a hobby. It'll
We
be
are in the
okay.
home stretch. We have 2 left.
Okay.
Okay.
We are going so far into the future. We are in 2805, the world of Wall-E.
And now
Wall-E.
this is a year that it's almost certainly we will not live to see. 2805. You know.
Fucking hope not. And by the world, let's talk about the world in general, and then as far as would we like to live there? Of course, I'm not talking about the trash planet that Wall-E exists on, but rather the place where the humans
Axiom.
live, which is on the
Yeah. Well, here's,
I thought the trash world is what you were talking about, and I was like, yes, all that stuff. No, I don't.
yeah,
know.
all those old movies I can watch.
I can watch Hello Dolly whenever I want.
in terms of likelihood, I have a lot of faith in us turning our planet into a trash planet, but less faith in us being able to create a big sky arc to escape it.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
going to
of
go.
course, Fred Willard has since passed, so the idea that he would
Right,
be
that
elected
part.
president seems unlikely. Yeah.
So because of those conflicting things, I'm going to go right down the middle and give it a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, similarly, I think I'm going to give it a 5. I think I'm going to give it a 5 because, like Dan's saying, we're going to trash the world, but I don't think we're going to be able to get everybody up onto that spaceship. But at the same time, I also don't think robots are going to be as cute as the robots in Wall-E.
I think you're right.
Those robots are super cute, and the robots that I've seen so far that people are making, surprisingly not cute.
Yeah,
it's very
they're
strange
all
to me.
fucking duds.
They look like they're real duds. Yeah.
More fuckable robots, says Elliot.
Yeah.
No, not cute in that way, Dan. That's not what
But
I'm
like-
saying.
But like, fuckable
Yeah, because I think
as in,
Wall-E
like,
and Eva. I think Wall-E and Eva are really fuckable. Exactly. When I look at Wall-E, I'm like, hold me back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like Anthony Lane watching the Incredibles 2. You know.
Wowzers. Yeah.
Wowzers.
They had to chain
Gazoinka.
Anthony Lane to his fucking cinema chair.
They
Why
had
did
to-
that
4DX
popcorn just go
experience
flying
chair.
into the air?
as his boner springs that they had to ask Anthony Lane to leave the theater because he was making everybody so uncomfortable with the drooling he was doing over the Incredibles 2.
His tongue had rolled out into a massive red carpet, spraying spittle everywhere.
I think it was Michael Kupperman who did the fake excerpt from that where he talks about having to run to the bathroom to jack off in the middle of the Incredibles 2. And people were like, did that really happen? Is this really the review?
Oh man, there's like who was it who made that fake Red Hot Chili Pepper song that everybody's like, is that a real Red Hot Chili
Oh,
Pepper
I
song?
don't know that one.
It's so funny. Okay, so how likely would you like to live on a space ark in Wall-E? Seems
Pretty
sweet.
good. I mean, like it's like a cruise, which you get tired of after a while.
And also, I think you would get tired of never seeing the sun or having fresh air. I think it's hard to overestimate how important it is to have air circulating around you that doesn't feel canned and to have actual sunlight hitting you for just human well-being, you know. But it'd be fun to take a vacation on that spaceship.
I mean,
Yeah.
the creature comforts feel good, but a lot of ennui would set in as we see in the film.
I mean, ennui sets in nowadays, and I'm not on a space ark.
That's a good point.
So what are we going to say? What are we going to say?
Would I want to live there on the space ark? I'm going to give that a 6.
Yeah, a 6 is what I was going for too.
I mean, to live in a place where I never have to stand up and I'm probably just eating chicken fingers all day and watching TV sounds good for a little bit. But I think I would get bored of that eventually, you know.
Okay. And our last one. This is a treat. The 31st century.
Whoa, so
The
far in the
world
future.
of Futurama.
Oh. Do I get to hang out with all those guys?
Hey, you can.
My
That's
friends,
the
my
se-
TV
that's the-
friends?
That's the second part of the. That's the second part of the question.
Oh, yeah.
First category is how likely is the world of Futurama to come about?
Well,
I'm going to give. Well, what do you say, Dan?
I'm sorry. It's just like the fact that they build new New York on top of the wreckage of old New York feels like a pretty believable way of humans reacting to disaster.
Yeah, and that is the main thing about Futurama. That is the main aspect of its future.
It's just the thing that came to my mind. What were you going to say, Ellie? You
I'm
son
going to
of a
say
bitch.
I think it's very unlikely, if only because there is nothing I want more in human history than to be alive when humanity makes contact with an alien intelligence. There's two things I want to experience. I want to see a dinosaur. That's never going to happen. It's just impossible. It's never going to happen. And I want to
There's a series of very popular movies that question your statement.
It's true. We'll put them in as Exhibit B for the
Carnosaur,
for the rebuttal.
Carnosaur 2.
Tammy and the T-Rex. Yeah. I think. And the other thing, but I want to see humans make alien contact. It would be so exciting to me, even if it was a negative experience. It would be. I mean, I don't want that to happen.
Even if it's a fucking predator that shows up and starts blasting
it's still,
us.
I would be like, wow, to know that there's alien life, that would be amazing. But I think it is so unlikely because of the vast distances of the universe that will happen in my lifetime. That certainly by the time of Futurama, that there would be so many aliens that it would be so easy to just hop around the universe. I think it's just not. Unfortunately, I think it's just not likely to happen. So I'm gonna have to give it a very low happenability rate.
And also,
but do I want to live in that future? Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's so far ahead, I'm gonna leave the door open. I'll give it a 2 for likelihood.
Yeah, I think it's unlikely that far in the future everyone will be making the same pop culture references that we make now.
Sure.
They'll have their own new 1,000 years later pop culture references, but still.
But as a world to live in, it's like this sort of retro-futuristic world that, of course, I'm going to love. There is a lot of danger in this world, but they always seem to get out of it. So
there's a lot of danger, and it's pretty grimy. It's pretty grimy and messy.
Yeah,
but
I'm going to give it a 9, but I'll still also give it a high score.
Because I thought you were going to give it a higher score because there's so much casual nudity as the series goes on.
Yeah, that's true. Well, certainly as soon as they got onto like streaming, they're like, oh, okay, we can just like have like Amy's butt in this scene. Let's do it.
and like Zoidberg can be a doctor. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. A world where a crab can be a doctor.
If you're asking me if I want to live in a world where an alien crab man who sounds just like George Jessel is a doctor, yes, I do want to live in that world for sure.
Yeah.
So that has been our look to the future. Listeners,
I love that Stuart was noting down the scores for everything very carefully, and then there was no payoff.
Not at all.
Because
he's just making more work for himself.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But what matters to me is listeners, how close were we? Did we get anything incredibly wrong? Did we forget futuristic?
It's about the future, so I don't know if we're going to be know yet.
Well, Criswell could write in, and he would tell us what.
That's true. Yeah, we're all interested in the future. We'll find out about it on Flop TV.
And please, when we'll probably post a clip of this episode on Instagram. If you could chime in with any futuristic movies I may have forgotten that I did not add to this list. If we got any information wrong, chime in, and I will mention it later.
Sean Connery to come up, but I guess you had only one Sean Connery movie.
I had a rule. Yeah, when I was working on this mini, Conan the Barbarian was standing behind me, and he gave me that rule, and if I broke it, he would slice my head off my shoulders.
I'm glad you followed
that
rule.
Yeah, that's the way writing a mini works. Thanks so much. This has been a mini episode of the Flophouse Podcast. We are on the Maximum Fun Network. There's plenty of good shows on there.
I don't like the implication there.
What, that there's plenty of good shows?
Said it.
Yeah, we're not one of them.
Yeah, okay.
In contrast to us.
This episode was, like all our episodes, it's produced by Alex Smith, who goes by Howl Dottie on the internet. He's a treat to work with, and he produces a ton of great content on his own. Check him out on Bandcamp, Twitch, etc. I have been Stuart Wellington.
I've been Dan McCoy.
And I'll be Elliot Kalin in the future.
I see what he did.
Maximum Fun
A worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows.
supported
Directly
by you.